Yo, have you ever been walking with your homie and you see somebody wearing a fire pair of sneaks and you're just amazed and wowed by them, but your homie's not showing the same enthusiasm? Or even vice versa, your homie is freaking out over another man's pairs of shoes and you're just wondering why is bro bugging out? And that exact situation happened to me the other day. I was walking to the store with my homeboy and I seen the dude, the employee, wearing a pair of very rare and expensive shoes. However, it wasn't really a mainstream type of popular shoe. It was only, if you knew, you knew. Like, if you were a sneakerhead, you knew what this shoe was. But to him, who's just, your average guy, he gets a couple of Jordans here and there. He likes to look fly, but just doesn't have a deep dive in sneaker history. It just looked like an ordinary pair of shoes to him. So that came up with the thought of this video because there's a lot of shoes out there in the world that have, just this secret value or are worth a lot to people that certain people just don't know about. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over 4 shoes that I think fit this category. And there's actually a lot of shoes that fit this category. And I want to turn this into a series. So I want you to tell me your favorite shoe that fits into this category where you feel like only a sneakerhead or a certain niche of certain niche people of people understand this shoe's real value compared to just the average Joe. And also, I'm starting my clothing brand. So for the guy who has my favorite comment, the one that I can relate to the most, or I think is a really good answer, I'm gonna be giving away a fresh pair, or not pair, but a fresh jacket. So the one that I'll be wearing, if you checked out any of my other videos, I wear this. This is all my merch. I'm trying to launch the clothing brand soon. So best comment gets a free jacket. I'll ship it out. I got from small to 2X. So yeah, just tell me your best sneak, man. I want to make this into a series. So without further ado, we're going to get into the first shoe that I think of. And so this is the shoe in question that the employee had on. He had the Complex Con Human Races. Now, back in the day when the Human Races first debuted, they were, because they came out in an era where it was basically like Jumpman versus Yeezy. They were having that whole back and forth because Yeezys were in their like main prime, selling for like 1,000 a pop, depending on, which one you going for, like 1,000 profit. You feel me? And so Human Races was basically the next big thing when it came to Adidas. And then especially since Pharrell made it, so it was like, okay, Yeezy and Pharrell, they're killing the game right now. And everybody was on it. And so there was 2, so the first wave of them, let me see. Where is it? Here we go. So the first wave of them was right here, right? This was the first wave of Human Races that came out, and all of them, well, I would say, if I can remember correctly, I think the orange, from most expensive to least expensive, was like orange, black, red, blue, green. But orange was at like 1,000. Like these were at like 1,000-ish, like maybe 1,200. The yellow one was at like 2,000. This one was the most limited. But these were all going for very high numbers, and these were the prime. And then they came out with a second batch of colorways. I think it's these right here. If I can get the picture up. I don't think they have them, but it was one of these right here, and it was like another Oreo colorway and things like that. So this was the second batch, and then they started to ruin them because they started adding a trail sole to it, as you can see in this one right here. They fell off on the planet Earth when they added the trail sole. But this one right here, this came out in the prime of Human Races. It came out during when Complex Con, this was a Complex Con exclusive. You had to be there, and I think you had to have like some type of VIP, and it was super limited pair. So this was like going for like probably like 3-4K at the time. Super expensive, but really only a certain niche of people would kind of know about that, because you had to be a sneakerhead for real to kind of be tapped into Complex Con. It was just a bunch of like exclusive streetwear and shoe stuff. And back then, Complex Con actually meant something. Now I think it's kind of watered down. But if you went to Complex Con in, anywhere between like 2017 to like 2019, you were getting some pretty exclusive and rare stuff. So This is the shoe that the guy had on at the store, and my friend would know nothing about it because even when human races were in their prime, I feel like you still had to be like a sneakerhead, like that's like into like the hype wave as well to get that, because Adidas outside of Yeezy, like they were on their little run, but stuff like this, like Jordans were still like mainstream. That's why they having the little debate. But like the go-to, like I'm trying to pop out, was Jordan still at the time. Oh, even though these were good front runners, or they were just having that little back and forth. So the next shoe that I got on the list is the Doernbecher Von Marrows. These are one of the toughest shoes I've ever seen, and they glow in the dark. And they do stuff like this, and they're so customizable. And even me, I'll even admit it. I was not hip to these, right? I know about the Doernbechers and their lineups every year. However, I looked at the lineup initially of it, and I was like, nothing really catches my eye, because I was kind of looking at like the silhouettes and things like that. And this was when the Doernbecher, this year's release, when it came out, Von Marrows didn't really hit shelves or got popular for like maybe another like 6 months to a year. You feel me? So no one even knew what a Von Marrow was really. And I saw this. I went to the bathroom at a Chili's. I was in the bathroom at a Chili's, and I seen these on the guy's foot that was in the stall. And I was like, yo, those are hard. Like when you just see something and it just makes you say it out loud, and that was super awkward, because it's like, bro, he's probably he is taking a dump, and this random dude's just complimenting him on the shoes. Like, but I just have to say it. And I immediately looked these up, and I was like, dang, bro, I saw these, and I just kind of just looked through it, because the silhouette didn't mean anything to me, and I saw those, and they were super hard, and they came out to like $700-800, bro. Like, but I feel like people are just now still catching on to just a regular Von Marrow. I feel like a lot of people don't even know about Von Marrows really, because they also came out in an era where like the New Balances started to pop off. So it was like they came after the New Balance hype. So all the people that were getting like the comfortable workout shoes and things like that, they had already got New Balances. And so they didn't really explore Nike, because Nike was just on a decline, especially when it came to like comfortability plus look. So I think this is like a super underrated shoe that people wouldn't even really like. I think they would just think that it's just like a colorful shoe, it looks like what I'm saying? Like if you really just want to be a dickhead about it, it's like a Hot Wheels shoe. Like, oh, this is like some little kid shoe, which, I mean, technically it is a little kid shoe because it's the Doernbecher and they let the kids design it, but it's still fire regardless. Like, this is a super fire shoe. It has a lot of value to it, and people probably just they'll never know about it because they don't even know about Von Marrows, right? So, I think this is a certain shoe that just gets looked on the radar because it's too niche. You feel me? Like, you have to know about sneakers for real. All right, the next one we got up, and this one is the one that I own, is the Jordan 1 LA SB to Chicago's. So to a lot of like regular folks, this might just look like a regular Jordan 1. Like this, okay, like cool. There's so many Jordan 1 colorways out. They beat this colorway to death. You've probably seen so many variations. When you see this on somebody's foot, you're not gonna think anything of it outside of it's a Jordan 1. But this is one of the, like, especially at the time that it came out, I think it was around like 2019-ish, right? 2019-ish. This was one of the first Air Jordan 1 like SBs, like collabs, like for that time frame. So it was really huge that it came out. It was super limited, and a lot of people don't know, if you can see like these like dirt marks or whatever, and you see how it's fading. That's when you can do it one of two ways. You can either get like some rubbing alcohol and just rub it off, but like that takes like intensive work, or you can just beat them and they'll naturally rub off. So it's starting off, as you can see, the purple and the yellow, that's Lakers, LA, and then it's rubbing off, it'll rub off to a red and black colorway, so Chicago. So a lot of people won't know that, and so this is what it is like in its base form. And then, if you rub it a little bit more, it'll turn into that Chicago colorway. So that's where you see these red marks at, and right here, just kind of like peeping out of the shoe. So and I own this pair, and it was crazy because I won a raffle from it like overseas. It was super limited, and I had to sell it, bro. I was behind on my car note, bro. I had to sell them, and I was like, bro, this is crazy. And that back then, like, my collection was like nothing, bro. So I loved getting like super limited stuff just to add to my collection. And I couldn't keep it. And then years later, I sold a whole bunch of shoes, made a lot of money, and I bought them at the convention. I saw them. So that's a pretty dope shoe. But if I wore them to my birthday at one of my birthdays, and it was just like, I wouldn't get compliments on that shoe unless like you just like the color, or you know what I'm saying, you actually know what the shoe is. Like, a lot of people just think it's a regular Jordan 1, but a lot of people don't know it does that. And it's an SB, so it's shaped and feel different. So like, it's small things like that where people just don't know, like they just like, oh hey man, that's a nice Lakers shoe, where'd you get that? Foot Locker? Like, no bro, you can't just get this at Foot Locker, bro. Like, this is a $600-700 shoe, and they're like $600-700 Air Jordan 1, really? Like, yes bro. So that's another shoe that I got. And I personally own this one, so this one's crazy. I still want the Vomeros. I actually have a pair of Human Races, not the Complex Con ones. I have the Oreo one, which was a part of that like second hype wave of the batch. So I might do a story on those. Now, and we're gonna do 4 of these for each series. So this is gonna be the 4th shoe. And I low-key got an honorable mention that I want you guys to let me know. Do you think that shoe is like, people, the common guy will know about it? Because I think they might, but they might not. So I don't know. But here we got the protection pack, man. Now this is another shoe where I wasn't even hip to, bro. I wasn't even hip to this. I got this one dude, man. His name is Luke, bro, and he be having all the like low key, like, he's the king of this category, bro. All of his shoes specifically fit this category. And we went to his dorm. We was finna go out, pop out. You dig what I'm saying? We went to his dorm. He started showing us his collection. And he had some fire stuff. He had some like Ray Gun SBs. He had like some Bapestas, like some super rare Bapestas. And then he showed us these. Now the thing with these, this was before all the New Balance hype. So nobody was wearing 9060s. 9060s weren't popular yet. Like, you were still getting made fun of wearing New Balance at the time. There was no popular New Balance at the time. So when we saw this shoe, me and my brother, we initially was like, bro, why do you have this beat up New Balance, bro? And he was like, bro, y'all don't know nothing about this, bro. And I said, I don't want to know nothing about no beat up New Balance, because look, it comes basically like distressed, right? And he was like, he pulled up StockX. He showed us the price. It was going for like $600-700, bro. And I was like, bro, no way. And then like, he started like telling us like the lore about it. And he was like, yeah, man, people not hip to it. And he was like, New Balance is on the come up. And he's like, they're gonna be next up. Now, I already knew New Balance in general was gonna be next up, but for something like this to be mainstream and popular, I didn't think of. But we started looking at the shoe. We started talking about trades and things like that. And the more that I started looking at it, we put it on. It was so comfortable, bro. And mind you, this is before the comfort era. So I'm used to just Jordans and Air Forces, you dig what I'm saying? So this right here was just, oh my God, a chef's kiss to my foot. Like, it was the most comfortable thing I ever had. I was like, you know what? Like, I like the flex of having, like, when people come to me like, dang, bro, like, you the shoe plug, why you wearing some beat up New Balances, bro? And it's like, nah, you not hip. You show them the price. And it's like, dang, them $600 New Balance. Only you would have something like that. And so I kind of like those type of shoes. So I ended up trading him I got these, and I gave him, well, my brother gave him a pair of Air Jordan 1 Mochas. And mind you, this was peak Air Jordan 1 season. So that's a $500 shoe, and we just traded it straight up. And then I forgot what I traded my brother to get them, because I got the New Balances from my brother. So, but now it's crazy because this is a normal shoe now. This is a normal shoe. Like, I still have my pair, and I don't like to wear it anymore because it's an easily acquirable shoe. Back then, it was like, I don't even know where he got it from back then, because there was really nowhere to buy it, like, at all. And it was just a shoe that came out. No one really knew about it unless you really knew, because I was big time. I've always been big on shoes, and I didn't know about it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a real, like, but he likes that underground type stuff. So, like I said, I don't even know where Luke got it from. But now, you know, you can just go to the New Balance store and get these. Go to Foot Locker and get these. And so now I don't even like wearing them anymore. I know that might be hype beast, but that was kind of like the whole reason I bought it. I still like them, like, as a shoe. But I beat mine to death because I was like, you know, the more you beat them up, the more they look fire. And it's like, well, this is a $600 shoe. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm flexing with something beat and it's still fresh. But now that it's just regular, it's like the newer, fresher pairs look way better than my beat up pair. And it's now like that essentially has more value. But that's not why I would like that pair more. It just looks better now because there's no point in really beating it up because it doesn't have that same value. So, yeah, I feel like this one was a prime example because now people don't even realize that they're wearing like a once known very expensive shoe. They just know that the current trend is. Now, for my honorable mention, man, this is the last one, and we're gonna be done with it, man. This is a honorable mention because I don't know if I feel like this is too mainstream or not, but I own this pair, and every time I wear them, people just say like, oh, that's a really cool like Air Max. Like, where'd you get it from? Like, oh, what Foot Locker did you go to? It's like, no, you're not gonna get these from Foot Locker. But I feel like at the same time, people don't know who Sean Witherspoon is and don't know that this is a $2,000 shoe. They just think like, oh, this is like one of those customizable shoes, or just like, oh, hey, that's a cool shoe. I wonder if I can get it at my local Foot Locker. Now, crazy enough, they actually made like a super similar pair of Air Max 97s, like very similar to this colorway, and they actually did put them in Foot Locker, but obviously two completely different things, two different materials, and this one is clearly better, and that's why I kept its value. But yeah, the Sean Witherspoons, man. Like I said, a lot of people, they'll see it, they'll not really know what it is, and I feel like only sneakerheads have really like, you can kind of tell the difference in the compliments too. Like, a sneakerhead compliments me on the Sean Witherspoon. He's like, "Yo, man, what you score on them? Like, what they hit you on the head for them?" I'm like, "Nah, I got these for retail." Or actually, I think I only paid at the time maybe $600, something like that. Versus like, oh, those are some cool Air Maxes. How much are those running for? Like, you can kind of just tell the difference if somebody knows about the shoe or if they don't. You feel what I'm saying? And I just feel like a lot of people like this shoe, but not a lot of people know about it. Because I feel like with Travis Scott's, right? Like, everybody kind of knows, like, oh, the Travis Scott is like, maybe if you don't know the exact colorway, or, you know what I'm saying, or the exact title, you know a Travis Scott when you see one, or you know a Off-White, and you're gonna know like, oh yeah, that's expensive. But there's like this that I don't think they know that it's an expensive shoe. They just think it's a cool looking shoe. So those are my 4 and my honorable mention. So let me know about your what shoe is your favorite in the comment section that fits this category. And like I said, my favorite comment, I'm gonna be sending out one of my jacket, man. So be on the lookout for more clothing content. I'm gonna do an unpackaging for my clothing brand, kind of give you the meaning of everything, because it got a pretty dope meaning to it, a dope storyline to it, and we're gonna be giving it out to the homeless, man. So all the support is needed, all the support is appreciated. And with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.